Om Tavagatam Ritam Tapta Jivanam Gavibiliditam Kalamrshapaham Shravanamangaram Shrimadatam Bhuviguranti Buridajanaha. O Lord, your nectar-like words stop the burning misery of afflicted souls. Your words, which the poets have sung in verse, vanquish the sins forever. Blessed are they who hear of your vast glory. Blessed indeed are those who speak of you, and how unparalleled is their bounty. So we're continuing now from last week. Last week we left off in chapter 2, section 5. So we're on the steamship, as again depicted by this beautiful painting by Haley Goswami. We're on the steamship with Kesheb Sen, Vijay Goswami, and they're in the small cabin on the steamer, and the two rival gurus of the day are sitting, with Thakur sitting between them. So now we're continuing. This is now the 6th section. And he's been talking a lot about Ma and Kali and very mind-blowing, theologically revolutionary ideas, as Thakur is wont to do. So continuing. So chapter 2, section 6. And it starts again with a verse from the Gita. Abandoning all duties, take refuge in me alone. I will liberate you from all sins. Grieve not. Instruction to the Brahmos. Christianity, Rama Samaj, and doctrine of sin. Sri Ramakrishna to the Brahmo devotees. Bondage is only in the mind. Liberation is only in the mind. I'm a liberated soul. I live in the world and I live in the forest. What is my bondage? I'm God's child, the son of King of Kings. Again, who binds me? If a snake bites, if you say forcefully, there is no poison, then the poison is taken away. In just the same way, I'm not trapped, I'm free. Saying these words with determination, it becomes so. There actually is freedom. Talking of the past, Sri Ramakrishna is listening to the Bible, Krishna Kishore's faith. Thakur continues. Someone gave me the book of the Christians. I said, read it so I can listen. In it, there's only sin and more sin. To Kesheb, even in your Brahmo Samaj, there's only sin. The person who says over and over again, I'm bound, that jackass actually becomes bound. The one who night and day says, I'm a sinner, does just that. They become so. You need such faith in God's name. I've chanted her name. What sin will stay with me? What sin can I have? What bondage can I have? Krishna Kishore, a great Hindu, and a Brahmin devoted to proper conduct, went to Vrindavan. One day, as he was traveling, he became thirsty for some water. He went near a well and saw a man standing there. He said to him, Hey, can you give me a small jug of water? What's your caste? The man said, Revered holy sir, I'm of the shoemaker caste, unclean. Krishna Kishore said, Say Shiva. There, now draw up some water. When a person says the name of God, their body, mind, and everything become pure. Only sin and hell. Why all this talk? Say just once, whatever it is that I've done wrong, I won't do it again, and have faith in her name. Drunk with divine love, Thakur is singing the glory of the name. If I die saying Durga Durga, Mother, on this last day, I will see if you fail to save this fallen one, O Shankari. Thakur then says, I went to Ma, and I asked only for devotion. I took flowers in my hand and offered them at her lotus feet. I said, Ma, take this, your sin. Take this, your virtue. Give me pure devotion. Take this, your knowledge. Take this, your ignorance. Give me pure devotion. Take this, your purity. Take this, your impurity. Give me pure devotion. Take this, your righteousness, dharma. Take this, your unrighteousness, adharma. Give me pure devotion. To the Brahmo devotees, Thakur says, listen to a Ram Prasad song. Come, O my mind, and go for a stroll to Kali, the wish-fulfilling tree, and at her root gather up the 4 fruits, Between your wives, enjoyment and renunciation, take renunciation, and ask her son discernment about the truth. When will purity and impurity lie down together with you in the house of wisdom? When these two rival wives fall in love, then you will find Shyama Kali. Cast out your father and mother, ego and ignorance. If delusion draws you to its pit, then hold fast to the pillar of endurance. The two goats, dharma and adharma, have them tethered together to the post of insignificance. If they do not accept your restrictions, then with wisdom's sword, sacrifice them both. Drive away your first wife's children, and make them understand. If they will not be consoled, then out in the ocean of wisdom, drown them well. Prashad says, if this is done, then before death himself, you will give a firm reply. Then I will call you my boy, my child, my dear Lord, for then you will be a mind worthy to call my own. Thakur continues, why can't God be attained in the world? King Janaka did so. The world is a thatchwork of illusion, says Ram Prasad. But if you acquire devotion for her lotus feet, then he starts singing again. This world is a house of fun. I eat, drink, and make merry. Janaka the king, the great renouncer, did he lack anything? This way, that way, while upholding both ways, he drank his bowl of milk. Everyone laughs. Ramo Samaj and King Janaka, the way of the householder, staying in solitude and discernment. Thakur continues, but just like that, you can't become a King Janaka. King Janaka practiced a lot of austerity and solitude. Even if you're in the world, you have to go into solitude once in a while. If you've left home and are alone and can weep for God even for 3 days, even that's good. When you get an opportunity, if you can think of her even for 1 day, even that's good. People weep a jug of tears for family. Who's weeping for God? You have to go into solitude from time to time and practice spiritual disciplines to attain God. From the midst of the world and its duties, in the first stage, there are many obstacles to stilling the mind. It's like a tree along a footpath. While the sapling grows, if you don't put up a fence, it's eaten up by goats and cows. In the first stage, you have to put up a fence. Once the trunk develops, fencing is no longer necessary. Then, even if you tie an elephant to the trunk, nothing happens. It's like the disease typhoid. So, in the same room as the patient, there's a large water pot and some tamarind pickle. If you want the patient to be comfortable, you'll have to remove them from the room. The worldly being is the typhoid patient. Objects in the room are the water pot. Enjoyment and thirst for objects is the thirst for water. Just the thought of tamarind pickle makes the mouth water. It doesn't have to be brought near. Things like this are kept in the room, like a young lady's company. That's why treatment in solitude is necessary. You have to enter the world after attaining discernment and dispassion. In the ocean of the world, there are the crocodiles of lust and anger, etc. If you smear the body with turmeric and dive in, then there's no fear of the crocodiles. Discernment and dispassion are the turmeric. Distinguishing between the real and the unreal is called discernment. God alone is existence, the eternal reality. Everything else is unreal, impermanent, lasting for only a couple of days. This is understanding and passion for God, attraction for her, love. The gopis had this kind of attraction for Krishna. Listen to a song. And the next section, M, titles, and the means, passion for God, attraction or affection like that of the gopis. So Thakur starts to sing. The flute has sounded there in the forest. I cannot help but go. Shyam, Krishna, is standing on the path. Tell me, are you coming or not? Your Shyam is just a word among words. My Shyam is an ache deep within. For you, the flute plays only in your ears. The flute plays for me within my heart. Shyam's flute is playing. Come out, O Rai, O Radha. Without you, the grove has no beauty at all. Singing this song with eyes full of tears, Thakur said to Kesheb and the other devotees, believe in Radha and Krishna, or don't believe at all. Just accept this attraction. Try to do whatever develops this kind of yearning for God. Only if you have yearning can she be attained. Chapter 2, Section 7. And the Gita verse is chapter 12, verse 4. Having restrained the senses, even-minded in everything, engaged in the welfare of all beings, they indeed come to me. Boat ride with revered Kesheb Sen, engaged in the welfare of all beings, quoting the Gita verse. The tide has ebbed. The steamer is moving swiftly towards Calcutta. So the captain has been ordered to pass the pontoon bridge and steer towards the company's gardens. Whenever the company is referred to with a capital C, it means the East India Trading Company, really basically the British government. And the gardens are the botanical gardens in Calcutta. So M says, many do not know how far the boat has gone. They have been absorbed listening to Sri Ramakrishna's words. They have no consciousness of how time is passing. Now they are eating puffed rice with coconut. Everyone has taken some in the lap of their wearing cloth and is eating. A market of joy. Kesheb had arranged for the puffed rice to be brought. At this opportune moment, Thakur saw that Vijay and Kesheb are both sitting in a hesitant manner. So Thakur will reconcile them, as if they were two foolish boys. Sarva Bhuta Hiterata, for the welfare of all beings. Sri Ramakrishna to Kesheb, oh dear, Vijay has come. You're quarreling and fighting? It's like the battle between Shiva and Rama. Laughter. Rama's guru is Shiva. There was even a battle. Both of them made up, but Shiva's ghosts and ghouls and Rama's monkeys, their quarreling and chattering still hasn't stopped. Loud laughter. Thakur continues. In one's family, this kind of thing happens. Lava and Kusha fought against Ram. Again, you know, a mother and daughter perform their Tuesday fast separately, as if a mother's welfare and a daughter's welfare are both separate. But in the former's welfare lies the latter's welfare, and in the latter's welfare lies the former's welfare. In just the same way, you have a society, a samaj. You have a society, and also they need one. Everyone laughs. But all this is necessary. If you say, God has performed her own play, in it, are Jatila and Kutila necessary? Without Jatila and Kutila, the story doesn't develop at all. Everyone laughs. If Jatila and Kutila aren't there, there's no fun. Ramanuja is a qualified non-dualist. His guru was a non-dualist. In the end, both disagree. Guru and disciple began to smash each other's views. This kind of thing happens, and yet still, they're your own family. Chapter 2, Section 8. Begins with the Gita verse, chapter 11, verse 43. You are the father of the moving and unmoving universe. You are adored by this world. You are the revered Guru. In the three worlds there is none who can surpass you, O being of incomparable power. Instructing Kesheb, being a Guru and Brahmo Samaj, Guru is one, Sat Chidananda, existence, consciousness, bliss. Everyone is making merry. Thakur is saying to Kesheb, you don't see people's nature before making them disciples. That's why they break away like this. Human beings look about the same, but they have different natures. Some have a lot of sattva guna inside, some have a lot of rajaguna, some have tamaguna. All pulis is a type of sweet. All pulis look the same, but some are stuffed with milk fudge inside, some have shredded coconut inside, some are stuffed with lentil paste inside. Everyone laughs. Do you know my attitude? I go on eating and living, and everything else, manos. 3 words prick my body like thorns. Guru, Karta, and Baba. So Guru we know, and Baba means father or mean boss or all types of things. And Karta also means like boss, but it also has a double meaning. It means doer or agent. So the Karta, like in the Gita, In the Gita, it talks about the karta, the actor or the doer. So that sense of doership. So he's playing on that word. So Thakur continues. Guru is one, Satchidananda. It alone gives instruction. I have a childlike attitude. Human gurus number in the hundreds of thousands. Everyone wants to be a guru. Who wants to be a disciple? Giving people instruction is very difficult. If she appears and gives a command, then it can happen. Narada and Sukadev and others had a command. Shankara had a command. Without a command, who will listen to your words? You know Calcutta's fads. As long as the wood burns, the milk hisses and bubbles up. If the wood's pulled away, there's nothing at all. The people of Calcutta are into fads. Right here in this place, they're digging a well. They say, we want water. A stone turned up in that place, so they gave up. Again, in another place, they started to dig. There they found sand. They gave up. They started to dig in another place, like that. Also, if one goes on thinking that they have a command, that doesn't mean it's happened. She really does appear and speak. Then you're able to receive a command. How much force do those words have? Mountains can be moved. Empty lectures? For a few days people will listen. After that they'll forget. They won't act according to those words. Talking of the past, what was seen with the eyes at Haldarpukur. In that country, Kamarpukur, which is in the country outside Calcutta, the villages. Kamarpukur is the village where Thakur grew up. In that country, there's a pond called Haldarpukur. Every day in the morning, people kept defecating on its banks. The others who come in the morning, they give them a heavy scolding. The next day, it's the same way again. The defecating still doesn't stop. Everyone laughs. Then people let the company know. And they sent an official. Once the official put up a sign, do not defecate, then it all stopped. Everyone laughs. If a person's going to give instruction, they need an official uniform. If not, then it becomes laughable. You can't help yourself, what to speak of others. The blind are leading the blind down the path. Laughter. Trying to do good, they do the opposite. If you attain God and have inner vision, then you can understand who has which disease. Instruction can then be given. Clouded by egotism, one thinks that one is the doer. And there's that word again, karta. And Thakur continues. Without a command, this ego develops. I am teaching people. Ego comes from ignorance. In ignorance, there is the feeling that I'm the doer. God is the doer. God alone is doing everything. I'm not doing anything. Once this feeling develops, one is a liberated soul. I'm the doer. I'm the doer. All suffering and unrest come only from this feeling. Chapter 2, Section 9. And the Gita verse is chapter 3, verse 19. Therefore, constantly perform your own duties without attachment. For by performing duties without attachment, one verily attains the supreme. Instruction to Kesheb and other Brahmos in relation to Karma Yoga. Sri Ramakrishna to Kesheb and the other devotees. You speak of doing good to the world. Is the world such a small thing? And who are you that you will do good to the world? Encounter her through spiritual practice. Attain her. If she gives power, then you can do good to everyone. Otherwise not. A devotee. Should we give up all activity until the day we attain her? Sri Ramakrishna. No, why should you give up activity? Thinking of God, singing her names and glories, daily duties, you'll have to do all this. Brahmo devotee. Domestic duties, worldly duties? Sri Ramakrishna. Yes, do that too, just as much as necessary for your livelihood. But you'll have to weep in solitude and pray before her that all those duties can be done in a selfless mood. And say, Oh God, please lessen my worldly duties because, Lord, I'm seeing that if I have too many activities, then I forget you. In my mind, I'm doing selfless action, but it ends up being selfish. Perhaps going and giving out so much charity and food, it ends up being about public recognition. talking of the past, talking of karmakand and charity with Shambhu Malik. Thakur continues. Shambhu Malik was talking about building hospitals, dispensaries, schools, roads, and reservoirs. I said, whatever falls in front of you, if you can't not do it, you have to do that selflessly. The desire to get caught up in a lot of work isn't good. You'll forget God. At the Kaligat temple, someone just kept on distributing alms, and so of course they never got to see the image of Kali. Laughter. First, by any means, even pushing and shoving your way through, you have to see Kali. After that, distribute alms as much as you like, or don't. Give a whole lot if you wish. Work is only for attaining God. So I told Shambhu, if God appears before you, will you say to her, please give me some hospitals and dispensaries? Laughter. A devotee never says that. Instead, they'll say, O God, give me a place at your lotus feet. Always keep me in your presence and give me pure devotion for your lotus feet. Thakur continues. Karma yoga is very difficult. The rituals in the scriptures are very hard to perform in the Kali Yuga. Life depends on food, and so many rituals aren't done. When someone has a fever, if an Ayurvedic doctor tries to treat it, the patient dies in the meantime. Too late, he doesn't survive. Nowadays, it's Gupta. That was the leading allopathic medicine of the day. Nowadays, it's Gupta. In the Kali Yuga, it's Bhakti Yoga, singing God's names and glories in prayer. Bhakti Yoga alone is the religion of the age, the Yuga Dharma. You're the Brahmo devotees. You too practice Bhakti Yoga. You chant Hari's name, sing Ma's names and glories. You're blessed. Your attitude is fine. You don't say, like the Vedantists, that this world is a dream. You're not those types of Brahmagyanis. You're devotees. You call God a vyakti, a person. This too is fine. You're devotees. If you call out to her with yearning, you will certainly attain her. Chapter 2, Section 10. Surendra's house with Narendra and others. The boat now came back to Koilaghat. Everyone began to get ready to disembark. Coming out of the cabin, they see the full moon of Kojagur is smiling. The bosom of the Bhagirathi has become moonlight's playground. The carriage was summoned for Thakur Ramakrishna. After a while, Thakur climbed into the carriage with Master M. and one or two devotees. Kesheb's nephew Nandalal also climbed into the carriage. He will go with Thakur for a short distance. After everyone was seated in the carriage, Thakur asked, Where is he? Meaning, where's Kesheb? Presently Kesheb arrived alone. A smile is on his face. He came up and asked, Who will go with him? After everyone was seated in the carriage, Kesheb bowed to the ground and took the dust of Thakur's feet. Thakur also addressed him with affection and gave him leave to depart. The carriage started to move. The English Quarter. A beautiful avenue. On both sides of the road are beautiful, beautiful buildings. The full moon is risen, and it is as if the buildings are resting in the pure, soothing moonlight. At the doors are gas lights. In the rooms are rows of lights. Here and there English ladies are singing, accompanied by harmonium and piano. Thakur is smiling in bliss as he is going by. Suddenly he says, I'm thirsty. What to do? What can be done? Nandalal stopped the carriage near the India Club and went upstairs to bring water and brought water in a glass. Thakur asked with a smile, Is the glass washed? Nandalal said, Yes. Thakur drank water from that glass. The nature of a young boy. As the carriage went along, Thakur sticks his head out and is looking at the people, carriages, and horses in the light of the moon. All this delights him. Nandalal got down in Kolutula. It's in North Calcutta. Thakur's carriage approached respected Suresh Mitra's home on Simulia Street. Thakur would call him Surendra. Surendra was Thakur's great devotee. But Surendra was not at home. He has gone to his new garden estate. The people of the house opened a downstairs room for them to sit. The carriage fare needs to be paid. Who will pay it? If Surendra were present, he himself would pay it. Thakur says to one of the devotees, "Why don't you get the fare from the ladies? Don't they know that their hubbies come and go?" So everyone laughs. So there appears to be a pun here. When everyone laughs, the way he words this, basically, he's saying, "Oh no, their husbands frequent me. They know me, so I'm a known person." But there seems to be a little play on the wordplay there. But we're investigating that. But so everyone laughs. Narendra lives in the same neighborhood. Thakur sent someone to call Narendra. Meanwhile, the people of the house seated Thakur in a second-floor room. On the floor of the room is a sheet. A few bolster pillows are on top of it. On the wall of the room is a special, lovingly and carefully prepared image, an oil painting, depicting Thakur revealing to Kesheb the harmony of the Hindu, Muslim, Christian, and Buddhist religions, as well as the harmony of the Vaishnava, Shakta, and Shaivite lineages. Thakur is sitting telling stories with a smile. When Narendra arrived, then it was as if Thakur's bliss doubled. He said, "Today we went on an excellent ship with Kesheb Sen. Vijay was there, all of them were there." Pointing to Master, he said, "Ask him how I told Vijay and Kesheb about Mother-Daughter Tuesdays, and how without Jatila and Kutila their story doesn't develop. All this talk." To Master, "Isn't that so?" Master, "Yes, sir." Night settled in, but Surendra did not return. Thakur will go to Dakshineshwar, and it cannot be late. It is 10:30 at night. There is moonlight in the streets. The carriage arrived. Thakur climbed in. Narendra and Master bowed and saw each other to their respective homes in Calcutta. That's the end of chapter 2.